Hi, this is Kara, and I'm here to talk about what I've learned this semester and how I'm going to use it in the future. I think the first module really challenged me to think more deeply about myself and to think about not only what I do in an organization, but how others may react to me. And books that I read outside of the class, like Lean In, challenged me to think a little bit more about why I operate the way that I do as a woman in a professional organization, which has been a really important lesson for me. As we started diving into the frames, it was really interesting for me to think not only about my organization in relation to the frames, but my leadership and the fact that I operate primarily out of the political and structural frame. But combined with the analysis from the first module, it really challenged me to think about why I operate out of those frames and what I could gain from looking at the organization from multiple frames. And this idea of a multifaceted view of an organization based on those frames provided the depth and understanding of the organization and how it works that gave me the foundation to build, I think, an important strategy. And having the flexibility to do this analysis of my organization was pretty important. It's difficult to organize, I think sometimes difficult to analyze your own organization, but the structure provided by the frames really challenged me to think about organization in a new way and challenge my own mental models about our organization and think about it from different perspectives. And that report's going to go to my director, and I think is going to provide an understanding of the organization that's going to be valuable going forward. In the final mod, reading Lichtenstein, the idea of an organization as a complex adaptive system and the way of leadership as a definition of it during an event, I thought was incredibly powerful. And the idea that leadership is not just a synergy of the people involved, but the environment and what's going on in that moment is, I think, also really important. And important as we move forward in some of the changes that are going on in my organization that we'll need to pay very close attention to as we move forward in the strategy that we're building. The Stengi article was incredibly powerful for moving forward for me too, because it challenged me to think about what I want to do as a leader in the event that I do take on greater responsibility within my organization, and what do I want to do to build that complex adaptive system. And I'd always thought about working and advising students as a coach, as a designer, creating this environment, but I'm not sure I really ever thought about supervision that way. And that's an incredibly important distinction, but I think a valuable one. And as we are approaching a lot of organizational change, my ability to be a leader and a designer and my knowledge in creating these complex adaptive systems, I think is going to provide the type of leadership that's going to be critical to making the organization more competitive than it currently is. And I am ready to implement my plan and really excited to think about what our organization can be and provide that vision so that that gap between an accurate picture of reality and the vision is going to encourage the staff to want to do something new, but it's also going to be important to create that environment where they can make mistakes and play around and think of new ways of doing things, because that's the way that they're going to feel bought in and excited about the new way of doing things. So all in all, the class has been fantastic, and I look forward to the next few months and applying it all.